Tari, aside from having to do media today, how's your day going so far?
My day's going good. Spend some time with family. That's always good. Just enjoy spending time with them, hanging out, things like that. So, happy. I can get more of this. During the off season.
Right. Did you plan your off season in advance where you went, hey, if we are getting the off season, these are the things I'm gonna do?
I don't have. I haven't had anything necessarily planned just because it's my first season. So I was just kind of getting learning the ropes of things. But going forward, I think I'll have a better idea kind of what my off season will look like. But even then, it's unpredictable. Just playoffs and things like that. That's obviously what I'm shooting for. So it still might be a little hard. Depending on how far we go next year.
Right. Standings aside, you had a great year. Congratulations on that. I assume that you're happy with that and your personal performance from the year.
Yeah, for sure. You could always do better, but all in all, I think I was I'm very, fortunate to have had a really, great rookie year or a really good rookie year. I'm just, happy to be able to build on, have some momentum going in the next season.
Sure. So here's a question for you. If I was looking to get a lot of electrolytes in the form of a beverage, what would be the best way for me to get something like that? Any ideas?
Yeah, you're gonna go to the store, you're gonna go to any of your local store, gas station, uh, mom's little pantry, anywhere you're gonna go get you and grab you an Electrolit, and you're gonna go and drink that. My personal favorite is probably strawberry kiwi. But you know, to each his own on that one.
When I was in Mazatlan, Mexico back in December, I walked into the store across the street from the hotel and I saw horchata flavored electrolyte. Have you ever seen that before?
I haven't, but I mean, I'd be interested in checking that one out. I'm actually a big fan of bachata.
Last time I looked, it was on Amazon. It was marked up a little bit because I think it's imported. But you said that the kiwi, strawberry kiwi is the favorite flavor?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Got it. Now, do you remember when you first experienced Electrolit, the first time that you learned about the brand?
I known about the brand for a while now, probably a little under maybe a year or so. Just my mom kind of introduced it to me. Just me being an athlete and having being dehydrated sometimes like that. Electrolyte drinks like that are often good for me to take just to so I'm hydrated, so I feel better, and it's easier than drinking water because sometimes maybe water might like you drink enough water. I feel like sometimes you kind of want to switch it up, but you also want to be hydrated at the same time, and other drinks might take away from that. You drink something like a soda, it's too sugary or something like that. So an electrolyte gives you kind of a perfect blend between being hydrated and also having a drink.
Right. Is Electrolit the first ever endorsement that you had?
Um, I mean, as far as beverage and things of that nature, yeah, for sure.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it wasn't a hard decision because you already like the product and it fits in with on season and off season for you, I'd imagine.
For sure, for sure. It definitely fits, my brand and what I kind of what I'm about.
So that commercial that I saw that you shared on socials a couple of days ago of you playing basketball, just everyday folks while having the electrolyte. How long did you spend out there? Was that a multi-day shoot?
No, it was a multi-day shoot. It was real quick. It probably took a little under an hour. Those were just regular kids, man. Out there at the park hooping. Found someone whose father was also there, so signed off for us to play. But it was a fun game. Honestly, I had fun. Real reaction to really everything. I mean, I hit the half court shot and then he hit it right after me. I was crazy. I was like, oh, so he
Yeah,
didn't come to play.
without spoiling it, that video opens with a really impressive shot, and you did seem surprised about that one.
I was like, wow. I was like, oh, for sure he's gonna get a letter with this one. Watch this. You know what I'm saying? And I had missed it probably like twice before then. So that third one perfect. And he knocked it down. I was like, oof, that's tough.
Well, something I find with star NBA players is basketball might be their best sport, but not by far. What's your second best sport?
Um, do we count bowling? Do we count bowling in this? Can we put
Bowling,
bowling?
you could go to college on a bowling scholarship, so I would count bowling.
Listen, I'm letting the world know right now. If it wasn't, you know what I'm saying, if it wasn't for this basketball ish, I might be out there. I might be out there on my bowling stuff. I got I got a bowling shirt and things like that. So I might be a nice bowler.
Okay, you have the bowling shirt, but do you have your own ball and shoes?
I don't have my own bowling shoes. I'm someone, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a pure bowler. I can go out there, make it happen, whatever you need.
Okay, so how long until we see the annual Tari Eason bowling celebrity bowling tournament? Like that's your charity thing, not the golf league,
Mhm.
not the celebrity 3-on-3 game. It's the bowling tournament for you.
For sure. For sure. It's the bowling tournament. That when you're gonna see that, I don't know. I'm gonna let you know, but there's definitely something in the works with that for sure.
And then a couple of questions about you off the court as well before I let you go. And the first one is when you have control of the radio or the speakers or however the music comes out that you hear, what are you listening to?
That's See, here's the thing. I'm with some people. I feel like for one, I feel like I always got in charge of, like the radio. Like most times when the TV want me to want to play music, or you know what I'm saying, I'm around my people and they're gonna look at me to play music. You know what I'm saying? I also pride myself in being like designated DJ for all my friends. So, but
Oh,
yeah. So, but when I'm like by myself, or you know what I'm saying, or if I have control, you know what I'm saying, it really depends on the vibe. Because I was going to tell you, I'm an eclectic. I think I'm an eclectic. I like all types of music. So, I listen to rap, obviously, but obviously rap artists. But sometimes I like to switch it up. I want to listen to like some R&B or some old '70s music, like maybe even some classical music here and there, like some EDM, like really, which kind of whatever my vibe is. So, you never know what I might play, but it's gonna be good for sure.
but it's quality control. So we know it's quality for your beverages, quality for your sports competition, and quality for your music.
100%.
Okay, two more questions. One, what are you watching on television these days now that you got some free time to yourself?
Man. Oh, you see me? My fault.
I see, and that's cut
Yeah.
out. Promise.
No, no brainer. No brainer. I'm watching Snowfall right now. Franklin Saint and the fam going through it right now. Yeah, it was a whole lot of Snowfall.
Hmm. The
Whole lot of
the last question that I've got for you is what's the best part about being in the NBA?
Can you repeat the question?
What's the best part about being in the NBA? See, me as an outsider who's not in the NBA, I would say private planes are pretty cool. But then at the same time, you're like, well, there's 20,000 people watching me in the arena and then millions watching me on television. So that's pretty cool. Getting to meet celebrities and musicians, that's pretty great. But for you, what's the coolest part about being in the NBA?
I'd say really two things. One, being able to help my family, help my mom. This morning, I've spent some time at my mom's house, and I was just looking out the window this morning, just like really just an overwhelming feeling of just like gratefulness just kind of ran over me, just because I feel like I'm so fortunate to be able to help my mom and my family, put us in a position that we weren't in, and might not have ever been in, not given me playing basketball. But all props to her. She's kind of the first person to put the ball in my hands. So I mean, everything, a lot of everything I do is kind of, for her has really always been about her and, my brothers and the rest of my family. So, super fortunate to be able to do that. And I think the second coolest thing is just the ability to impact lives. You know what I'm saying? Now that I am in this position, I think that a lot of the younger generation, or I've seen, a lot of younger kids, even kids that, play with my little brother, you know what I'm saying? They look at me as an inspiration and they ask me questions, and they're always looking for help, and you know what I'm saying, they look to me as someone who can kind of bridge a gap between the NBA and them. And I remember when I was a child, I remember the NBA looking so far and so just like unattainable and just so out of the regular. So like for me to be able to kind of interact with people who are the younger generation who wants to be in my position, or has dreams, aspirations of being my position, I think it's just cool for me, me being able to give back and talk to them and just kind of let them know, like, it's not as far as you think, you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I feel like I was an underdog my whole life. So like me just always telling the kids, like, it's not about where you start, you know what I'm saying, or anything like that. And just, the importance of hard work. So really just being able to, impact, people's lives and impact my family.
Paltrocast.